Hi everyone, welcome back to another Cut Above with Chris. Head shave time. I'm every 2 days for head shaves at the moment. I was going through a phase of daily shaves, but I'm enjoying 2-day shaves. I think that's just enough that I get past every day and I'm sort of happy with it. Now the soap that I'm using today is the same soap for the head and face shave. I'll be doing my face shave later on. I've got a little bit of growth. It's very early in the morning here, and I've got my brush as well. So the soap today is WYNWOOD from Lather. Sandalwood, pineapple and fennel. This is a match made in heaven. This scent is absolutely beautiful. It's sort of gourmand, sweet, creamy, sort of tangy, sharp. It's just a really nice blended scent and it works beautifully. I think the labelling is superb as well. And there is the ingredients list on the underneath of the label, which I think is a great idea in terms of making the tub look sort of minimalistic. So the tub itself looks like that. Got a little bit of water sat on top, as you can see. That fennel is a scent I never imagined in a shaving soap, any soap really. Oh, just about to wet my face there. Just put a bit of moisture on the head. I'm going to pour out this soaking water. Now essentially this one is sort of blooming. I am sort of blooming this one because the scent is just brilliant. It's a lot of slickness there. I was surprised how much actually you can see that little layer of soap. That's something I didn't get from Holy Cow yesterday. So here we go, I've got my brush soaking. You can see it's just below the handle level. And this is my Carnivus and Richardson Katie's Bubbles collaboration brush. And the knot that is in this, I'm just going to show you when it's wet, it's absolutely drenched. It's a TGN 24mm 2-band finest, I think it is, but look at the gel tips. I don't think you can get hold of TGN knots anymore. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that. It's not a thing I hear a lot about anymore, TGN, the golden nib. In fact, I might actually Google it. I could be totally wrong. Maybe they are still around and they're just not seen as much because there's so many artisans and brush makers and soap makers and stores out there now. And some of the stores have sort of taken off. West Coast Shaving, Magards. Over here you've got Beard and Blade, Stray Whisker, Gentleman's Groom Room, Executive Shaving, Shave Nation. There's all these ones around the world that just seem with that little bit bigger. Gifts and Care in Spain. I think they're in Spain, yeah, pretty sure they are. Connaught Shaving. I mean, Connaught's excellent. Their worldwide shipping is excellent as well. If you want to buy anything from them, they get it shipped out quickly. It comes relatively quickly as well. And it doesn't cost you the earth to actually get your products sent to your house. Right, so there we go. The brush is loaded. Now this knot is far too soft really, for my liking. I'm just going to scoop all the excess out. Don't want to waste this. I love Shave of Heaven soap. I think it's great. I think it's a great value product. And Andre over there that makes it is a Manchester United man, which makes it even better. He did make me a special soap, which I'm sort of saving at the moment in the hope that the Premier League comes back safely, doesn't just come back and put people at risk. Hopefully it comes back safely and start watching some football again. I have been watching the Bundesliga, and it's just fucking awful. It really is. There's a couple of good players and you watch them and you think, oh, fuck, they're really good, and then you think, that defender's shit. I know they're not really shit because it's professional football, but it's just boring to watch. I don't know why. Of course, it wasn't the sport I was brought up with, the Bundesliga. And saying that, I was brought up watching Serie A on a Sunday in Scotland. I used to watch, what was it called? Oh, that's terrible. I just remember the start of it was Goal Lazio. The thing that was said at the beginning of the show, but it was brilliant. I really loved that, and that was back when Italy were sort of challenging for World Cups and things. Roberto Baggio missed the penalty, kicked it over the bar. I think was it the final, the semi-final? It was the final. Went to penalties and he kicked it over the bar, and it was madness. Baggio was one of my favourite players at the time. He was one of the best players in the world at the time. Fantastic player. Right, let's just add a little bit of water. Just going to turn this light on. I know sometimes it flickers and stuff like that, but it is very bright. It really lets you see how good quality the lather is. On the home front, things have been pretty good. I think I've really turned a corner the last sort of 6 or 7 days, maybe, around about that, with my sort of progression with my psychologist and myself personally, and with the family and my wife. And me and the wife are probably in a, or should I say the wife and I, don't want to upset people with poor English, you know how the world is. We are in a very, very good place at the moment, probably the best we've been in quite some time. I'm at a point where I'm not actually bothered about buying things. I'm playing my games online, but I'm playing it until I'm sort of almost bored, which isn't very long at the moment, which is good. So I'm not spending a lot of time online. I'm spending more time with the kids. I've got more drive. I want to go out and have a coffee and take the kids out and take them down the park more often and take the dogs out. I've not had that for a long time, believe it or not. And I'm not talking like just the last 2 or 3 months, I'm talking years. I've just never done anything about it. You just sometimes forget to look after yourself. It's as much as sometimes it can be difficult finding the right person to talk to, the right psychologist or psychiatrist or whatever you see counselling. You've just got to find the right person. Luckily, this person that I've fallen on just works for me. Right, that lather is brilliant. I think it's a touch dry, but that's okay. I think that's pretty damn good. The brush is caked. Let's grab the razor. I'm just looking for it, can't find it. That's because I've left it in the sink to warm up. It is the leaf razor. This is the third use on the WYNWOOD Super Iridium blades. Mike Friedberg, look at that, bang straight away. He's the man with the... You'd always think he was Scottish. Here we go, straight against the grain. Very, very underrated soap. You can see how dense that is. It doesn't create a massive soap scum in the water, which is nice. That annoys me. I tell you, it's quite strange using this razor now. Because I think back to the first time I used it on my head and I thought it was pretty average. I didn't think it did a very good job. And yet here I am, using it for pretty much every head shave now. And getting pretty much perfect results every time. Minimal, very, very minimal irritation. I do get the odd little sort of spotting and weepers and things like that, but I think that's really because sometimes it just feels a little bit mild and I push a little bit hard with it when you don't have to. I find if you've got a good soap like this one is, you can sort of just drag it over the same area a few times, same bit, 1, 2, 3, and you're pretty much BBS in that area. My daughter has lost all of her phone privileges, internet privileges, everything at home. It will be on a pretty much as and when basis when she uses it. For instance, if she's got schoolwork, online schoolwork, or a dance class online, she will get access to the internet for a computer. Using the phone all the time thing led to a whole new level when we found out that she was bypassing screen limitations, screen restrictions, and using a phone like between 5 and 9 hours a day. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, you fucking name it. So we're quite strict on phone use during the week. I don't actually use my phone much during the week, to be honest. It just sort of sits there and someone sends me a message, I'll sort of deal with it, but at the end of the day, the difference being is I'm doing absolutely nothing at home at the moment. I do the housework, keep the house clean, keep everything, the daily tasks running. Which I'll be honest with you, with the way I've been feeling mentally, that's been a real struggle. But yeah, she just totally misused her trust, and it was the first time I think I've dealt with something like that. I never lost my shit. I didn't get angry, and I think it made a real impression on her because for the first time she didn't answer back or argue with me. She had nothing, and I know it's not about power. It's definitely in a family, in a house. It's not about power. It's about I would say a mutual respect. You know, when someone's right in the house, don't argue with people. Just cop it on the chin and deal with it. And the problem she had was it actually happened 45 minutes after that. I found after she had been eating things that she's not supposed to be eating. Well, it wasn't even that. She's supposed to photograph every piece of food that she eats at the moment because she's seeing a nutritional doctor on Friday as part of her trying to get her beyond this. I'm fat and overweight and I'm never going to be a beautiful dancer because I've got fat legs and all this crap. And she thought it would be good to just sneak a few chocolate cookies and not take photographs of it. So I just questioned her as to whether she'd taken photos, and she told me she only had one, which she hadn't. She'd had two, and she hadn't photographed them. And the only reason she said she was going to photograph them was because I questioned her on it, because I knew they were gone. I do keep an eye on things like that with it. I know she has a sweet tooth, and it's not that it bothers me, it's her body. She wants to do that, brilliant. I'm not going to stop her, but I will try and give her the best options along with Anita. I'll try and give her the best. But this soap is so slick, it's brilliant. Lather Bro is so underrated. So yeah, she's a little bit in the doghouse at the moment, and she's not happy about it, and she's got nothing she can moan about. She's lost all everything. She can't contact people. She's going to feel like I did in the early 90s with no phones. Well, that was a waste of lather, really. I'll just show you what's left in the brush. Oh, hello. It just smells absolutely brilliant. It's one of my favourite scented salts. I think it's great. I don't know where he came up with the idea for it. I'm just going to show you as well how small this knot is when it's compressed with the soap. It is a tiny little knot. It doesn't hold shit tons of lather, but it holds well more than enough for doing a 3 or 4 pass shave. It's got no scratch, scrub, nothing on it. It's literally feels like nothing on your face. It's softer than a tuxedo knot. In fact, I would say it's borderline like a cashmere knot. It is so soft. I'm just going to give it a real good shake out, and then you can sort of see, even with a massive shake out, it still gels like mad. There we go. The soap for today was WYNWOOD from Lather Bros, sandalwood, pineapple and fennel. Brush was my Cannabis and Richardson Katie's Bubbles collaboration with a 24mm the golden nib gel tip knot, and the razor is brilliant. Wizamet blades in here, I think they're my favourite blades now. DE razor and leaf razor, they're just so smooth and sharp, and they'll last a long time, which isn't something I sort of aim for. I don't aim to use it. I've got one weeper, I think, on the back. Two weepers on the back. I can live with that. And that's me done and dusted. Will I put some back? Just bear with me. I'll just grab it. On my face shaves, I'm using obviously APR Essentials serum. So I don't generally use balms at the moment. I'll use a splash, but a balm's just a little bit thicker. It doesn't really work too well with the reserve stuff. So I shall pop some Lather Bros WYNWOOD aftershave balm on. This has got menthol in it. It's one of the better balms on the market. They're all good, don't get me wrong. Doesn't matter what artisan you go to. Now the post shave from Lather Bros soap is spot on. Absolutely beautiful, the initial or the immediate post shave. So I'm going to pop a little bit of this balm on. That is probably a little bit too much, but that's okay. I've got that much there. I think that is too much, but now the scent on the balm does change a bit. It's not quite as robust as the soap. It's got menthol in it, you can smell the menthol. And the weather is getting colder over here. It's, I mean, the last few days it's averaged probably about, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to put a little bit of moisture and clean that handle, dry it, and then I'm just going to put a little bit of moisture there. Just the good thing with balms is, because they're a little bit thicker, they do pick up a little bit of hair. I'm not recommending you do this at home. Who was that? I heard that. Where are you? Is it there? There it is. Hear that? Now, before I put the balm on, couldn't feel that at all. That's it. Beautiful. Brilliant stuff, it really is. They've got a massive range, the labels are shit hot, the soap base is brilliant. I'm not sure whether they've got a new soap base. I think this might be their most recent soap base, I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, I've got no idea. It's tallow based, that is one thing to bear in mind if you are looking to buy some. And other than that, fantastic shave. You guys stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive, and I'll catch you guys next time. Cheers.